Billy got it bumping.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DBS, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face, powered by FullPressCoverage.com. Go there for all your sporting wants and needs, where I am sure they will be talking about the one and only Simone Biles, the most decorated Olympian or just gymnast?
I think gymnast.
Really?
I think Michael Phelps
may
may
anybody.
I think Michael Phelps may have that record. I might be wrong. I thought it was gymnast.
He was there cheering her on. But yeah, Simone Biles and the U.S. gymnast team killed it, even with the other chick, Michaela, not Maroney, Michaela, whatever her name was, hating on them, talking about they were lazy, untalented, and they went out there and destroyed everybody. Did you watch any of that, EJ?
I did not.
I got back home yesterday. Full disclosure, by myself. No kids here. Girlfriend still at her family's. So I was sitting around, just kind of recuperating from being on vacation. I said, let me throw this on because Peacock had the whole event on. So I threw that on. The amount of times that somebody fell off of those fucking bars doing a flip. One girl from Brazil, she was in the middle doing a flip, and she looked like she took a brain buster because she missed the bars. She hit so hard that her knee came down, hit her in her eyebrow, and busted her open the hard way. And she had to go get a concussion test, came back out, helped her team win bronze medal for the first time in the history of their country. Like, it was crazy.
That's hardcore. She's a gymnast. WWE is clamoring
right
the chops to sign her. They left their gymnast.
Tough, buddy. And then the Asian chick on the Asian woman on the USA team,
Sunny Lee,
practice.
Sunny Lee.
Yeah, she was doing practice on the bars, and she came to grab both of them, completely missed, face first on the ground, jumped right back up, grabbed the bar again, and kept practicing. I was like, these motherfuckers are hardcore.
Yes, gymnastics is a hard sport. I mean, it's little margin for error, and then you could practice it a million times. You think like, all right, they've been doing this all their lives, but once you get the lights on you, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Little room for error, especially that tiny bouncing beam. Me and my girlfriend were watching that this past weekend, and a lot of them were messing up.
Yeah. It's hard, man. Like you said, the lights get on you, and all of a sudden your feet start sweating a little more, your hands start sweating a little more. But the Olympics been fun, man. I always enjoy watching the Olympics when it happens. I watch, I watch basketball all the time, so I don't really care about basketball, but I'll watch like the gymnastics or swimming or curling and weightlifting and shit like that. Like, I watch all the shit that I don't normally watch.
I like track and field. I like the obscure sports. They started doing 3-on-3 basketball recently. It's definitely different.
I saw that. I didn't give it a... Jimmer Fredette was on the cover of the thing when I was looking at it.
Yeah, you think we have better players on that team because none of them are in the NBA, but they lost, and they lost their first two games. But I guess it's like
harder than 5-on-5, I bet.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I guess it's like a different sport because I feel like if I didn't make the U.S. team, if I was an NBA player, I want to play in the 3-on-3, but I guess it's a different sport. I like go ahead.
It's just half court?
Yes, it's half court.
Mm-hmm. So it's like fucking, almost like White Man Can't Jump, only that was 2-on-2.
Yeah, true. But
Hoop
Okay.
It Up or something like that back in the day.
Hoop it up.
Yeah, you remember that? It was like a 3-on-3 tournament. This is before Ice Cube.
Oh, the sport of big three. I don't
I
remember that at
think it's called
all.
Hoop It Up.
I remember slam ball. Spike
I
TV. I
wonder
don't
if
remember
it's
hoop.
called Hoop It Up. I'm gonna look it up right now. Hoop It Up. Yeah, oh, it still goes on.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
So I remember when I used to be into basketball, like, and that's all I played. I remember me and a couple of my friends wanted to join Hoop It Up. Right now, it's owned by Kevin Garnett, but it wasn't back then. And anybody could play. Like they would have tournaments all around the country. You could just sign up, and it was just street ball, and anybody could play. You'd be in different leagues and shit like that. Obviously, like I think I was like 16 or 17, so I'd be in a group of my age range instead of like playing grown men. But yeah, it was a big basketball tournament that went around the country back in the day.
They had a midnight basketball in my area. It was like street ball. Not literally at midnight, but it was nighttime games. And it was like you had the team, yeah, like I don't know how high the age group went. Definitely a high school age. I don't know if it went past that, but it was like street ball, but we had like organized teams, basically inner city kids. So you were getting fouled. It was rough. Like that's where you like tested your metal, so to speak. That's how you like learn how to play real ball. I played in the league like a year or two, like fifth and fourth grade. But I was about to say, as far as the Olympic goes, I like some of the obscure sports, like you said, not curling, but I like watching the shooting sometimes. I like handball. I know rugby isn't obscure, but it's newer to the Olympics. I like watching the rugby.
I saw a meme said you'd think the USA would have been better at shooting, but
I know, right?
we fucking sucked. Um, but yeah, fullpresscoverage.com. I was actually chatting with Ian, the owner of Full Press, while I was sitting at the airport yesterday in Wilmington, and he's got a lot of big stuff coming up. Hopefully, Boot to the Face can get involved with some of it. He's on his way to Cleveland for SummerSlam. But yeah, big things are afoot for parts of Full Press and other stuff. Trying to make sure we throw our name in there, and hopefully we can tag along, and
Indeed.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, flew out to Wilmington, North Carolina this week to drive over to Carolina Beach. Girlfriend's family, they do a family vacation every year. They invited me along. Uh, they're still out there Saturday to Saturday. I came back yesterday, and it was fun, man. A little quick flight, less than an hour.
Yeah. So you said so you went by yourself?
No, we flew over there together, and
Oh,
then
okay.
I flew back home. She's still there. She's not coming back till Saturday.
What's the name of the town?
Carolina Beach,
Where's that at?
southeast of Wilmington, North
So,
Carolina.
okay, I've been to my homeboy used to live in Wilmington, so I've been to Wilmington Beach, but that was like 2011 or something like that.
Smallest
Well,
airport I've ever been to. Only 8 gates, or maybe 9. One bar.
oh, you never been to Charleston's airport, man? It's about they got like two terminals, like side A and side B, and each have like 5 gates, so like
Yeah,
10
that's
probably
what this
total.
was.
Yeah,
Literally, you walk in and you can see the gates before you go through security, and you either turn left or turn right, and that's where your gate was. There was nothing else there. It
oh
looked
that
like a fucking library when you drove up to it.
oh Charleston's not that small because they got food court and whatnot. Columbia, Missouri airport is that small where like you walk through security. Well, they just redid it. I hadn't been there in a while, but how it used to be, you just walk through the gate and then your terminal is right there.
Tell you what, TSA pre-check came in clutch for this. I mean, even though I would have still been on time, but it was like 50 people in line, and the pre-check just let me walk straight to the front of the line. I was like, dope.
That's what's
Um,
up.
but yeah, very tiny airport and only one bar, so I had to go squeeze. I hate people that sit at bars at the airport and they want to put their fucking luggage next to them. Like, get your fucking luggage out of the way. Like, you don't get 2 seats.
Yeah, I know,
So
right?
I make it awkward. I go up. I'm like, is anybody sitting here besides your luggage? Oh,
You make
no.
it that awkward, man. You just
Yeah,
kind
because you're
of
being a
kind of an
dick.
asshole.
It's one bar in the whole fucking airport, EJ.
I would be like, you mind if I sit here? You said, what you say? Is your luggage sitting here too?
Sit here
What?
beside your luggage.
It's kind of a dick comment.
Well,
I would say, yeah.
in context, like you know this, I'm really anxious and afraid of flying. So when
Yeah.
I'm at the airport, like I'm on edge already. And all I need is like I need a little bit of alcohol to kind of calm me down, at least to relax while I'm at the airport. And when you're being a dick taking up a seat at a busy bar, the only bar in the whole fucking airport, yeah, I'm being an asshole.
Some people unintentionally don't have any awareness of their surroundings.
He was aware after I got done.
I bet. But how long are you out there for?
Saturday to Wednesday, so about 4 days for me.
You get a lot of beach time.
I'm not a real big beach person. This beach, the ocean here. So I went last year with them, and they went to Hilton Head, and the water was a lot calmer. This shit right here was no joke. Like these waves were coming through, knocking you the fuck over. And so one of the days, I was like, I had a couple drinks. I was like, I gotta piss. Let me go in the ocean. Man, them waves knocked the dog shit out of me. Time I tried to get back up, motherfucker hit me again. I didn't go back in the rest of the trip.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man. Ocean's nothing to play with. I am a beach person, but I was there for the 4th of July weekend in South Carolina. One thing I noticed, and this never used to happen to me before, you're more fair skinned than me, so you probably have to worry about sunscreen more than me. But I could sit in the sun all day with no sunscreen, nothing. Of course, I don't burn, but I never peeled or anything like that. Now I peel. If I go in there without anything, I'll peel. I don't burn, but I peel now. It's like,
It's
what?
funny you say that because I was talking shit last year about like I don't need sunscreen and blah blah blah. I don't ever get burnt. We were out there like 4 or 5 days last year. And all of a sudden my shoulders and my arms just start fucking itching. I'm like, what is going on? I look up and the skin's just fucking peel. It's never happened before. And I just started peeling off. So now I guess the sun's a little bit more I mean, I don't know. Some kind of science behind it, I'm sure. Like the sun gets closer to the earth every fucking year. So
Maybe it's an age thing because like we both saying it never happened to us when we were younger.
yeah, but I'm about to be 42. You're like barely 30.
30, just turned 36. Thank you. But I noticed it like in my like 3 years ago or so. I'm like, this is new to me. Like I said, it didn't hurt or anything. It was just peeling. I'm like, what the fuck?
It just happened to me, but I also am not like a beach bum. Like I'm not always out in the sun besides for work. But for work, I got a shirt on and I'll put on sunblock and like hell until it gets extremely hot, I'll still wear like a really thin, long sleeve, dry fit shirt under my shirt at work so I'm not getting burnt up while I'm driving until it gets like 90s when I have no choice but to start wearing short sleeves.
Yeah, man. Sun ain't no joke. That's what's up, man. It's good that you had a good time out there. We both were occupied on Tuesday. I was out at a concert by myself. My girl couldn't get off work in time, so I went by myself to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And it was a interesting scene because they came out like in the mid to late 80s, even though they didn't blow up to like the early 90s. So I think you would appreciate the crowd because you had moms out there who were probably around when they first came out, and then their daughters are adults now, so you had variety out there in the crowd.
What's that got to do with me?
I say you would appreciate the crowd.
Yeah. Hot moms and hot daughters, Rucker. You would have liked both of them.
Yeah. Hey,
Have though, you're right.
you said it.
You're right.
But yeah, it was a good time.
That's cool. Who else was playing besides them, or was it just them?
Yeah. Because I came to the wrong leg of the tour because before their last few stops, it was Ice Cube opening for them.
Ice Cube?
Yeah, which is ironic because I saw Ice Cube at the Ozark Amphitheater the weekend, not this past weekend, the weekend before last. Or was it this past weekend? I don't know. I think it might have been this past weekend. I get my days confused. But yeah, he was opening up for them. But for their like last 3 or 4 stops, they had this punk Japanese all girl group whose all songs were in Japanese. So screaming in Japanese, which was interesting. But hey, music is art.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say that. All right, EJ, we done enough fucking dilly dallying, man. Let's get into some wrestling talk. Had a lot of wrestling going on this past week. A lot of wrestling coming up this weekend. I guess we can start with. Let's mix it up. Let's go ahead and start with power rankings. Get them out the way.
Okay. You have a list this week?
Of course, I got it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. Like you always have a list.
I have a list every week.
Oh, sometimes written down, sometimes in your head. Yeah, you do have a list every week.
Yeah, and this one's in my head this week.
But
I made the list throughout the week as I was watching wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what you got?
I just forgot the list. Hold on. Go through it in my head. I know number 1.
That's gold.
I know number 2, and I know number 3. I'm trying to think who the other 2 were. Oh yeah, okay. We're good. We're good. All right. I got this under control. Number 5. Main event Jey Uso. Big win on Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah, he did wrestle on Raw.
Beat up Carlito, spit his own apple at him, the whole 9. There weren't a lot of actual matches with finishes this week. I mean, I could have gave it to somebody else besides Jay, but whatever. I'm picking Jey Uso.
That's your number 5. My number 5 is a group that probably will be highlighted this weekend, and we'll get into that once we talk SummerSlam. I got the Bloodline. It was Tongaloa and Jacob Fatu that ran the gauntlet, and now they're your number 1 contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championship. So that's what I got at number 5. Number 4.
They just said fuck Tongaloa, huh?
Yeah, what's going on with that? I don't know if you know anything. Is he injured or something?
No, he just fucking
like
the guy that messes up a lot.
Oh,
and he hired him and thought, oh, we ain't got to send him to NXT. Like, he was in New Japan. He's been at Wrestle Kingdom a million times. Like, God, like the best tag team in New Japan over the past 10. Nah.
Okay, so you think because he only wrestled like 1 match on the main roster? You think on the house shows he probably been fucking up?
I would imagine, yeah, because he's been fucking up on TV. So that's the only thing I can think. Unless you said like he is, and he could be injured. Like, and I'm not trying to be a dick to him. Like, I like Tongaloa, I like God, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can't even give a low blow correctly. You can't even debut correctly. Like, he messed his debut up. He wasn't even there in time to pull the referee out of the ring. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Well, let me correct myself. I think I said Tongaloa. Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu won the gauntlet. Yeah. So, yeah, that's tragic. How old is this dude now? Like, he's pushing 40, ain't he?
I mean, yeah, he was. It's his second stint in WWE after going back to New Japan for like 10 years.
Man, either you have it or you don't. Maybe he just is what he is. If he's almost 40.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Fuck it up like that.
Bloodline still got power without him. So Gargano and Ciampa, they about to get their ass whooped.
I think so. Tragic. My number 4, we don't talk a lot of ROH, but I watched not Final Battle, not Supercard of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. Watched a lot of fucking wrestling. I'm wrestling out, and I got some plans this weekend. Yeah, but I watched Death Before Dishonor. I liked it, man. There's a lot of good stuff on there. I don't know if the Von Erichs were on that card, but they may have been.
No.
Huh?
They were on Collision.
They were on Collision, but they were on the pre-show, I want to say. I don't know what happened with that. And them and Dusty Rhodes at my number 4. They new Ring of Honor 6-man champions, and they carry on the legacy of the Van Erichs and the Rhodes. They beat Undisputed Era.
So they unified the ROH and AEW 6-man titles just to have a tournament and have somebody else win them?
They didn't even have a tournament. They just named
They
number one
just said, all right,
contenders. They just
you
named
niggas
number.
versus you niggas.
Yeah,
Winner gets the belt.
yeah. They stripped the Bang Bang Gang all the titles, and then they split the titles up again.
How do the Von Erichs and Dustin get a shot at the title? Like the Von Erichs don't even wrestle for ROH.
I don't know. They want a match either on ROH or Rampage, one of the two shows where they got the title shot. The winner got the title shot against the Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah.
So
I
shout
watched
out
a lot
to
of wrestling as well. Like I said, I was on vacation, and I don't know about you, EJ, but I'm at the age now. I mean, I get up early for work anyway. I'm at the age now where 6:30, my body wakes me up no matter what. Sometimes I have to force myself to go back to sleep, but also like you don't have to worry about this kind of stuff, EJ, because you don't have kids.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also programmed to when I get up early in the morning, that's
Mm-hmm.
like me time where I don't have to worry about anybody else bothering me. I can relax. Like I like waking up on the weekends, having a cup of coffee, watching the wrestling that I missed out on, like without anybody bothering me. So during vacation, I would get up at like 6:30. Not on purpose. It's just what time I would wake up. My girlfriend likes to sleep till like 10, 11. Her family, they all kind of like wake up one by one. So I'd go sit out on the balcony and just watch wrestling in the mornings when I was there. It's pretty fucking peaceful, actually.
Hey, not to put you on the spot, but you're at the age where before you know it, you have adult kids, unless you're still in the baby making business. Not to put you on the spot.
My son started 11th grade today.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
And my daughter's in 7th grade. They went back to school today. I'm getting old, man.
yeah,
Getting old quick. It's just, I feel like my 40th birthday was just like a couple months ago, and I'll be 42 in
yeah,
like 12 days.
yeah. You miss the days having kids running around,
No, I
creeping up.
don't miss those days at all. I'm
Um,
at diaper changing business.
okay. But yeah, man, I feel you, man. It's like relaxing and getting up early, catching up on stuff. I can't get up as early. I don't have like my internal clock is not as early as yours, but I can't sleep past like 8.
Yeah, I
That-
have to
that's-
make myself stay asleep, like in the bed. Like I can sleep, but I'll wake up, and a lot of times I get up. But like yesterday morning, I woke up at like 6:30, and I was just like, you know what? It's my last day here. Like, I'm just gonna fucking go back to sleep. And I looked up; it was 10 o'clock. It's like shit. I gotta get to the airport pretty soon. Um, but yeah, I get up early, so I was able to catch a lot of beachfront wrestling this weekend. So I watched a lot as well.
Hold up, you watched it on your phone on the beach?
Yeah,
That's what I was doing on the beach during the fourth, and my girl was looking at me like I was crazy.
yeah, but you were on the beach like with people. I wasn't on the beach per se. I was on the balcony like looking at the
Yeah,
ocean.
I was actually on the beach,
Yeah,
but she was sleeping on the other end. Like, if you sleeping, I'm gonna catch up with shit, so I don't have to
that's true too.
cram
Like
it in.
it's different to me watching wrestling and like trying to find ass to look at or looking at the waves. You know what I mean? Like we're both just chilling. You're sleeping. I'm watching wrestling.
Yeah, so she just had to deal with it, and it wasn't for like prolonged amounts of time. I just stuck it in here and there.
It's like an hour, hour and a half in the morning while I'm just fucking sitting there drinking at 6:30 because it's vacation and you can do that.
Ah man, you more hardcore than I am. I usually wait till about noon.
I told my girlfriend because she got real sick the first night. Like, I'll tell you the story real quick. So we went out and bar hopping with her family, and I get to a point where I'm like, all right, we need to leave because, like, I start assessing, like, all right, it's gonna be like a 15-minute walk back. You're gonna get drunker as you walk. As the night goes on, you get drunker and drunker, whether you're drinking or not. Like, the shit starts catching up with you. And I see her and I see me, and we're both fucked up. I'm like, we need to go back. And her brother's like instigating it, like, you're gonna let Chris tell you what to do? And I was like, shut the fuck up.
Hold up. Well, I don't even not the. I mean, sorry for interrupting. I hate when
No,
people
go
say
ahead.
not to interrupt you because they meant to do it, but sorry to interrupt. Is it an older brother or younger brother?
Maybe younger. I can't remember. She's got an older sister, I know. She's got a younger brother and then another brother. I can't remember if he's older or younger than her. So 3 of her siblings were there, plus her sister's husband, both of her brother's fiance and her brother's girlfriend were there too. So all of the siblings and their significant others, her mom and her mom's husband, her aunt's husband, like it was about 20 of us there all together.
Either way, you're probably older than this dude. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking to me like that for?
Oh, he was just trying to like egg it on, like,
Oh,
Tap,
yeah.
don't let him tell you what.
Trolling.
I told him, I was like, look, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm gonna have to end up taking care of this later. Like, you mind your business, right?
Yeah.
And I ended up being right because we get back to the condo. I go to sleep. She decides, well, I'm not done partying with my family because it's night one. She goes out onto the balcony. They're drinking wine and shit. I don't know how long they were out there. All I know is I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, did somebody leave the water running somewhere? Like, it just sounds like water hitting the ground, right? Over and over and over. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look up. She is sitting upright, leaned against the back of the headboard, just throwing up everywhere. Asleep.
Throwing up, sleeping?
She was asleep. Luckily,
that
and I told her, I was like, you were so lucky you weren't like laying on your back or something like that. Because she was out of it, like super drunk. She had no recollection the next day. She's like, I just remember coming in and putting my pajamas on and getting in the bed. I'm like, no, there was a whole fucking ordeal. Like, she was, I was close to throwing her off the balcony because she was so fucking like defiant when I'm trying to help her. Like, I'm like, all right, we got to do this, we got to do that. I don't want to do that. I tried to handle her a bottle of water. I took the top off. I'm like, here, you need to drink some water, rinse your mouth out. She took the water and fucking spiked it like she was Gronk scoring a touchdown. Her sister comes upstairs like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, your drunk ass sister is about to be single. That's what's going on.
You said that?
Yeah. And so it was funny though. Like, looking back on it, it was funny. So we had to fucking clean up everything. And the next day she's just like, she had no recollection of it. And that's how I know that I was right. And the next day I told her brother, I was like, see, that shit would have happened out in public had I not said it was time for us to go. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's right. But yeah, so I said all that to say this. I also watched AEW this week live yesterday. And Darby Allin is my number 4 after a big win against Hangman Page in the main event of AEW Dynamite.
But one more comment about your story. I've never been a puker getting drunk. I don't know about you.
I'm not it's happened. I'm not gonna say it hasn't, but it's not something that happens often with me. Like, I know my limit. I know I can get really fucking drunk, but I also get drunk to know that, like, you were with me in Vegas. I could have stayed out drinking with y'all that night, but I just left because I knew it was time to go. I need to get into bed somewhere or shit's gonna get ugly. Everybody doesn't have that filter.
Yeah, it's been like over a decade, like my early 20s since I puked. Maybe like you said, I just know my limit. And it's not like a conscious thing. It's like maybe like a subconscious thing where I'm like, oh, I'm fucked up. I don't need to drink anymore.
My last time throwing up was my 40th birthday in Vegas. But like, we were bar hopping. They kept giving us free shots places we were going. And I knew that the shots were cheap and I shouldn't have been drinking them, but it was like, it's my 40th birthday, whatever. And yeah, before you knew it, your boys in the In-N-Out parking lot throwing up everywhere.
Hey, I'm turning 41.
Yep. My number 3, your new ROH Women's Television Champion, straight out of your mama's kitchen, Red Velvet.
Ah, damn. All right. I'm glad you picked that. I'm glad you covered her. But yeah, shout out to Red Velvet. She's always been one of your favorites.
Yep. She reposted us on Instagram too.
Oh, she did?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shout out to Red Velvet.
I was up fucking early, 7:30 in the morning watching. I took a couple screenshots, I think Saturday or Sunday, and posted them, and she reposted them real fast. So I guess she was awake too.
Shout out to Red Velvet. And I don't want to do fantasy booking, but I think because Billy Starr, she didn't win that TV title not too long ago.
She had it for a minute.
The tournament like concluded with like April-ish, maybe May.
Yeah, it's a the people that won at WrestleMania.
True.
But she was the inaugural champion also.
Yes. But I'm saying it wasn't like a lengthy reign. I think they're finally gonna circle back around to maybe her getting Athena.
Billy Starks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the same storyline as Tony Storm and Mariah May, basically, just a different way.
Yeah. So we'll keep our eyes out on that. That was your number 3. I guess I'm on my number 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
I got, even though it was a squash, but it's been a long time coming for her to debut. She's the heater for your girl Mercedes Moné. I got Camille at number 3. He said, "Ugh, what is that for?"
I have like a weird, I won't say relationship, but like fan appreciation for Camille. Like I like her, but I don't like her.
How'd you like her?
I just don't think she's not as good as I want her to be. She looks like a badass. And in person, like when she was Nick Aldis's insurance policy, and I saw her in person a couple times, that is a good looking woman. But
yes, she is. That's a breakout. That name is fitting for her.
I feel like for how she's built and everything, like I expected her to be better by now because it's been a while, but she's still a fucking powerhouse. And she's, I don't want to say like it's a bad thing, but she's definitely serviceable, right? Like she does what she needs to do, but I want her to be like Jamie Hayter or
not everybody can be Jamie Hayter.
Even a Nia Jax, where she's bigger than the other women and she can dominate, but she can still put on a really good match. And I'm not there with her yet. She had a long run with the NWA Women's Championship, but I didn't like any of her matches.
Well, this may be a lazy comparison, but I mean, she probably pretty much came in to do what Jade was doing, but I think she's a little bit more there than Jade as far as in ring.
I don't think so.
Well, I guess we have to agree to disagree, but that's my number 3. My number 2, and I just filled this in and took somebody else off the list because he'll be competing for the World Championship this weekend, but I slid my boy Lee Moriarty in there, the new pure champion.
He was almost on my list.
Yeah, him and the young boy of the BCC.
Yeah,
Wheeler Yuta.
It was a good
ass match.
Good finish to that match too.
Yeah, that was a good ass match. So that's my number 2.
Shout out to Lee Moriarty and Shane Taylor Promotions finally getting a fucking W. I feel like Shane Taylor talks all this shit on Twitter and all that about how he's gonna beat everybody's ass, and then they lose every time. So I'm glad they finally got a win. They got a championship on top of that.
And Shane Taylor got injured during the 6-pack challenge for the TV championship. So wish him a speedy recovery.
Oh damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they had to take him off the Collision. He was supposed to be in a tag team match on Collision with Lee, but they had to take him off and replace him with Brian Cage.
My number, where am I? 2?
Yep.
And still, your forever ROH Women's Champion, Athena, the fallen goddess, and all her minions, gets a big win over Queen Aminata. I watched this match and I went back and forth the whole time on who I wanted to win. Mm-hmm. And I was cheering for Athena to win when she won. And I was still like, fuck, I want Queen Aminata to win. But Athena gets to win. She's still the champ. She's got I think she's like the longest reigning ROH Women's Champion ever, isn't she?
I think she might be the longest reigning. I don't know, because I don't know
I think they said something like she's creeping up on Samoa Joe's record.
Yeah, she might. I'm gonna say she might be the longest reigning champion ever in the company. She's had it for like 2 years now.
Yeah, she's doing good work too. It's a shame that a lot of people don't get to see how good she is on ROH.
I think whenever they announce it, because NBA no longer has the TNT TV deal. I think if they do, I think it is coming with it because they're on Max overseas. I think we may have touched on it. I think they'll start doing ROH, the weekly TV, and streaming on Max, kind of like WWE did NXT back in the day. You think that'll put more eyes on it?
Yeah, but unless the deal supplements the money they would lose with the ROH subscription going away.
They probably will. They don't have to pay the NBA $1 billion. Why not?
Yeah.
Do it. But yeah, I like Queen Nominata, man. She kind of came out of nowhere as far as my radar goes, but she seems like she has it, man, already.
Yeah. She's really good.
Yeah. And shout out to, 2 Black women vying for that championship as well. That was your number 2. So I guess oh yeah, you gotta go. You're number 1.
And still your NXT Women's Champion with a main event victory over Thea Hale, Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, it was a good match. You think Thea Hale is there yet?
I think they could have put the title on Thea and it would have been fine, but she could use a little more seasoning. But they also stop putting her in these title matches if she's not going to win. But as I say that, I also think they're yeah, but she's good in the title matches. She's believable as a winner, and there aren't many there's a lot of good women wrestlers in NXT, but there aren't a lot that can put on a main event women's championship match. And so I think that's why she keeps getting thrust into it without actually winning.
I mean, that'll change if the rumors are true, and then you have Julia there and Stephanie Vaccaro over there.
Yep.
But yeah, as far as Roxanne goes, I think she's definitely there as far as in ring. I think why she's still down there is character work. For some reason, I'm still not 100% sold on the heel thing because she's so tiny, and it just seems like she's a natural baby face. But I'm coming around a little bit as far as the heel stuff.
I'm more Roxanne than I ever was in Alexa Bliss because they're about the same size. Because I feel like Roxy wrestles a different style than Alexa did, to where she can still be kind of dirty and be a heel. I feel like Alexa would do power moves, and it's you can't grab Charlotte by the fucking throat and act like you're gonna choke slam her. It just doesn't look good. But she would always do shit like that. So I feel like size-wise, I compare it to Alexa Bliss. I think she's more believable than Alexa is.
As far as in ring, of course, but people sleep on Alexa Bliss's mic work. I feel like she was super believable on the mic.
No doubt, she was really good on the mic. But then the bell would ring and everybody would be way bigger than her.
Yeah, she was tiny. Shout out to Alexa Bliss. Who knows if she ever come back? It seems like she's enjoying motherhood.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you were to take Roxy up to the main roster, if these imports do come in, I wouldn't be mad at that. I just wouldn't want to see her get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
She's kind of in purgatory right now.
I think WWE's in a position where they may have to get an all-women show.
TV or network or Peacock Network or
Peacock.
Kind of how they have the level up show there.
Because they just got so many really good women, and they're just sitting around. You were just saying, Roxy to the main roster, you don't want her to get lost in the shuffle, but she probably will, unless they create a separate brand, not even a brand, but just just another show. They can still keep the women on the main shows too, but a show where the women could go to showcase also.
That would be dope. I wouldn't be mad if it's a Peacock show. I feel like NXT.
I watch the main event. They can do main event.
Yeah, true. Yeah, ever since when NXT used to be on the WWE network, that was must-watch TV. You fire up the PlayStation or the app and watch it live. I feel like Peacock hasn't had a WWE original program where it's like must watch. They got main event there and Level Up, but I'll never watch the motherfucker.
Or that WWE Speed.
That's just on Twitter. I never watched that either.
I'd watch main event if I heard there was a really good match or I saw that there was, like, I used to watch it when Shelton would wrestle on there, like when Mickey James was on there. I would watch it if it's people that I gave a shit about, but just to sit down and watch a main event show, nah, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, but I agree. I think it would be cool if they have like a woman show on there on the Peacock, on the cock. Pause. That was your number one, was Roxy.
Yes, sir.
My number one, I think, was your number 4, Darby Allin. But you probably forgot we hadn't done a show since Blood and Guts. So since the last show we did, his team won Blood and Guts. He won the number 1 contendership for the world title in the Battle Royal, and he just beat Hangman. So 3 big wins since our last show. That's why Darby is my number 1.
Yeah, you're right. I did forget about all that. But you know what pisses me off about that?
What?
The same night of Blood and Guts is when he won the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
He was just in Blood and Guts. How did he win in the Battle Royal? Like,
Well, in kayfabe, they said 2 nights ago he was in Blood and Guts.
yeah, but for the motherfuckers that were there in person, they saw this motherfucker could barely walk when he left Blood and Guts, and he turns around and wins the Battle Royal.
You gotta suspend your belief.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, shout out to Darby. He did have a pretty big week.
Yeah. Carry on the spirit of the Stinger.
Speaking of weeks, EJ, let's get the Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week.
Man, I always forget. So I'm gonna be lazy. Like what people wore. I need to start writing down these outfits.
Well, I can tell you, I watched AEW Dynamite last night, and as soon as I saw Mercedes Money come out to the stage, I was like, that's Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week.
Damn, you just about to use my lazy. You just used my lazy pick.
You was like, that's the default pick for me is Liv. For you, it's Mercedes.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Mercedes Moné.
You know who else was looking fly?
Who's that?
My boy Chad Gable. When they were walking into Monday Night Raw, he had like an all black suit on, some shades. I was like, look at Gable.
I know who I'm gonna go with. You're not gonna like this. I'm gonna go with your special guest referee for this weekend, coming out with the Beetlejuice swag. He had the Beetlejuice swag. I liked it. Seth freaking Rollins.
Somebody on Twitter said if Seth's gonna do one thing, he gonna put his whole pussy on TV every Monday night.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god, that motherfucker couldn't even walk in them pants and high heels.
You say he had high heels on?
Didn't he have heels on? Was that this week? He was wearing heels and he was coming down to the ring and he was walking real funny.
Disrespect. He said this man had high heels on. I don't even know where I could find that shot at. Everything I'm seeing is from the waist up on Google.
I thought he had heels on this. It was either him or I know Trick wore heels a couple weeks ago.
Trick wore heels?
Yeah, he was still the champion when it happened now. He was wearing crazy. He was wearing like a bell-bottom outfit with some heels on.
So the picture that I'm seeing, no, they just look like boots. They're like look like zebra boots, but they might have a little lift on them. But he had the leather pants on, like you said. What was that? Looking like Eddie Murphy and Raw. What was that? Raw or Delirious?
Both of them. He had a purple outfit and a red outfit.
Yeah, so that's my number one.
But
not my number one. That's my street clothes rest of the week. I'm mixing up my. What's that?
I said there's no news or anything we need to get into. We can go ahead and get into SummerSlam predictions. But as I said that, picture circulating the internet, Shane McMahon in a meeting room with Tony Khan this week.
Yeah, man, it's a lot to unpack with that. First thoughts that I had, I'm like, yeah, they could just be chatting it up. Like, they probably didn't have any paperwork, but then you have people online on radio shows, on podcasts talking about this would be the most groundbreaking thing ever and most explosive news in the past year or two. Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about it until it happens. So
If Tony Khan and Shane McMahon didn't want that picture to get out, it wouldn't have gotten out.
that's true as well.
So there's some kind of smoke with this fire. What it is, who knows? But people forget Shane's got a lot of connections. Like when he left WWE the first time, I can remember this vividly. Roy McIlroy was winning the U.S. Open, and he was walking up the 18th green, and all his team came over there, and I said, "Is that fucking Shane McMahon?" Shane McMahon had like a talent agency back then, and Roy McIlroy was a part of it. So he knows athletes, he knows actors, he knows. Shane runs in some crazy circles that isn't really talked about a lot. So I think just him being there, sitting under his dad's learning tree while his dad wasn't being a pervert,
Mhm.
I think he could help AEW for the better.
So I don't even want to talk about on screen because if he were to come in, I don't want to see any on screen because last time we saw him, he popped his ACL. But as far as behind the scene things, you think he could bring any type of value? Because when the WWE was booming, it was still kind of under like Crash Course TV using that method of booking. I don't know if that worked in today's system. You think he still has that mentality, attitude era? Because I don't think that would work today. Or you think he's adapted and grown where he could bring some value to AEW as far as like storytelling?
I don't think so much as far as booking Shane would help. I think with production, Shane would help. Like in our Discord last night, like one of the things I was bitching about is like every week is something with AEW. If the audio is not fucked up, it's the video. If the video is not fucked up, the goddamn lights go out in the middle of the main event. Like it's always something. I think Shane could help out with production and behind the scenes stuff a little bit more than booking and storylines. But I think he could also help tighten the screws with things that go under the radar that Tony Khan's probably not used to. Like he could bring a level of organization, I guess would be the right word, because when I listen to guys like Sting and Booker T and all these WCW guys that came from WCW and went to WWE, the first thing they talked about was how well run WWE is as far as a business, like top to bottom. And I think AEW could use some of that organizational experience that Shane McMahon would bring to him. Because it starts from the top. Like it starts with the leadership. If the leadership isn't organized, then the show won't be organized. So I think Shane will help out. Shane will be more valuable behind the scenes than he will be definitely on screen.
Yeah, and that takes time. They've only been around for 5 years, so bringing Shane in will definitely add behind the scenes. WWE's been around for 70 years, so yeah, slowly but surely, probably get a lot of stuff done behind the scenes, more organization. So we'll see if it happens or not.
Well, EJ, let's get into SummerSlam. SummerSlam predictions. You doing anything for SummerSlam? You're just gonna watch it at home? You're gonna watch it live?
What time does it come on? Like 6? My time, I think.
6 your
7
time,
your time.
7 mine.
Uh, I'll probably I'll be watching it at my place. I'm not gonna have like a party or anything. If whether I get to watch it on my TV or phone remains to be seen because I don't know what the plans are this weekend. But yeah, I'll be probably watching it at my place or my girl's place. What you got planned?
My buddy Nate, he came over for WrestleMania, and we decided back then for WrestleMania that he would do SummerSlam at his house. So he's already sent the group chat out. We've got some confirmations of people that'll be there. So we will all be heading up to Powder Springs, Georgia to um, hang out with Nate, his wife, and kids and watch it over there. So it's getting I always enjoyed like the wrestling parties that we, especially when the network came out. Like we would do it every month.
Mm-hmm.
Like just bounce around house to house and watch. And that was always fun. Obviously, everybody got, older, kids got older, shit like that. But
Mhm.
it's getting fun to watch with a group of people again.
That will be fun. You plan on bringing food, drinks? Like, how's those parties
No,
go?
actually, he told us just come. He'll have the food and drinks, which is what happened at my WrestleMania party. Like, I bought pizza, and I think I bought pizza one night and like made nachos the other night.
Oh, you had it both nights.
Yeah.
Hey, what next year or I can't remember 2026 SummerSlam about to be 2 nights. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I guess we'll see when that date arrives. But
I'm not feeling.
yeah, I mean, it should be a good time. How far does he stay from where you live at?
It's about 45-minute drive.
Oh, damn, I was gonna say you could get fucked up and get an Uber. That's a expensive ass Uber drive.
Yeah, there won't be no getting fucked up. I
Ah,
might I might have a drink or so when I first get there, just get lathered up a little bit, and then kind of start switch over to the water.
hey, smart. Better safe than
But
sorry.
yeah, the invite's always there. Like I can always just stay the night if I need to.
That's what's up. But SummerSlam, yeah. How do you feel about the build up to this? Because wrestling overall this week, I thought Raw wasn't terrible, but wasn't the best go home show. And then Dynamite, I'm like, this is not bad, but it's not as good as the previous week. But
Yeah.
focusing more so on Raw, that first opening segment with Drew, Punk, and Seth, I felt like it was all over the place. They were going
Awkward.
back and forth like little bitches.
Well, it was CM Punk.
But so was Seth and Drew, and it was just finger pointing and I hate you and like what are y'all doing, man? Y'all are just talking.
Yeah. You lay with dogs, you get fleas, is what they say. And people been laying with CM Punk, and now they all look fucking petty, just like he does.
Yeah, but I feel like that match is the match that has the most juice. What do you think is going to be the main event?
I honestly think if that was a world title match, that would be the main event.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rhea and Liv should main event because I feel like they got the best story going. But it would be such a slap in the face to Cody to not have him main event. But I don't think he deserves the main event. But if the rumors are true and Roman comes back,
That'd
that
definitely
that
be the
has
main
to be
event.
the main event. So if I had to pick, I'd pick Liv and Rhea. But judging on who the main event is, you'll be able to tell what's going to happen by who's in the main event.
I still pick Punk and McIntyre even without a title because you have 2 world titles. It shows that no world title special. We're picking story that has the most heat, so I go with Drew and McIntyre. But like you said, if Cody ends up main eventing, then we know Roman's probably coming back. So I got it down to 2. I got it down to those 2, either Cody in Solo or I'll say Rikishi, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
Well, let's start right there. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, special guest referee Seth freaking Rollins. Oh, real quick, it was just announced today that Survivor Series will take place in Montreal, and they will have Hell in a Cell there.
Montreal, no more war games, huh?
I guess so. Maybe hold on.
Huh.
I'm glad you said that. Let me research this real quick and make sure that it was Hell in a Cell and not War Games.
Yeah, I
Uh,
guess they scrapped it. They like
let's
2
well,
years
they
in a
have
row enough.
games at Bad Blood,
Man, they can't do that.
but I thought that Bad Blood would be the perfect place to get Hell in a
Hell
Cell.
to sell it just because that was the first one that they had ever was at Pablo.
Yep, Survivor Series War Games. You're right. It's War Games, not Hell in a Cell. I
Oh,
apologize.
so it still be maybe a chance where you might have a Hell in a Cell that blood, bad blood. So I don't know. This one is not that easy to pick because you don't know if it's going to continue. I would say it does continue. I might be stupid for this because CM Punk hasn't wrestled a singles match in 10 years, but I think Seth may inadvertently cause Punk the match, and McIntyre is going to take the win, and it's going to continue the feud.
I actually have the inverse happening. I have Seth
Huh.
inadvertently costing McIntyre the match and Punk winning.
Yeah, you could either way. If you do it, either one that we predicted, you could have the feud continue.
And that's what
McIntyre keep getting
helps.
screwed. Yeah,
And
McIntyre keep getting screwed, or Punk got screwed. So yeah, it's gonna
I'm
be
sure
some
they'd love
shenanigans.
to have it for Hell in a Cell, but they got to get Punk out of this match healthy before anything else, before they start booking other shit.
Wishful thinking. They need to wrap that guy in bubble wrap.
Next
uh,
match on the docket, Nia Jax takes on WWE Women's Champion Bayley for the WWE Women's title. I got Nia Jax winning.
huh. I do not have my Ajax winning because I don't think both of the King and Queen of the Ring winners are gonna win. I have Bailey winning. I don't know when it's gonna happen. She might tease the cash in, but I think Tiffany's gonna cash in on Bailey and not Nia. So I'm gonna go with Bailey to retain.
So we're both we've got two matches so far. We've disagreed on both of them. The WWE United States Championship match, Logan Paul defends against L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who you got, EJ?
finally it's time to get some singles go. Got your boy LA Knight finally getting over that hump and getting this US championship in Logan Paul's home city.
I saw a stat the other day, but I don't know how accurate it was. It was a meme with the longest reigning current WWE champions. So like
Mhm.
the titles that they currently have, like Roman was the longest Universal Champion. Rhea's the longest reigning women's world champion because she was the one that had it. The United States Championship, 331 days.
Mhm.
The holder of that record, Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I think I knew that random fact somehow.
Logan Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, is like a little over 300 days now as champ.
Yeah, he's had it for a lengthy period of time.
Only like 2 or 3 title defenses.
Yeah.
Do you think they want to get Dean Ambrose's name off of there?
Nah, I don't think they that petty. Vince
I,
probably would. I don't know if Triple H is that petty. He, I mean, I know you're not the biggest LA Knight fan, but if he loses here, then it's just never gonna happen for him. Even though he's still super over.
that's how I
So
feel about my boy Jay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they're basically like the inverse of each other on separate shows as far as like overness.
It's
I
like
think
put
Jay.
one of them, but I agree with you. I think if Logan Paul doesn't, not Logan Paul, if LA Knight doesn't win this weekend, it might just be WWE saying, "Yeah, cool, you're over," but this is as far as we can go with you.
Yeah. Who you picking then?
I got Logan Paul.
All right. So you saying WWE saying the same it for LA Knight?
WWE Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker challenges Sami Zayn in a rematch from Money in the Bank. I take Braun Breaker getting his first singles championship, which he should have did last month.
No, I'm not mad at they building it up, letting Sammy get a significant win since he dethroned Gunther. But yeah, I think it's Breaker's time. I think he beats Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is over. He doesn't need a belt. I mean, people act like he could go on that same run as Gunther. Just because he doesn't have a 2-year run doesn't mean, you know. I didn't agree to put him winning it, but now that he had it, I feel like the run has been long enough. And it's Braun Breaker's time.
Liv Morgan defends her Women's World Championship versus the returning Rhea Ripley.
I got Liv.
EJ's coming around, everybody. Y'all hear that?
Hey, hold your horses.
EJ's been a hater of Liv Morgan for months, and now all of a sudden, he's only living once.
I'm being objective. I just think.
Watch it, EJ. And
I
you
just
cry about it. Just
I,
fucking saying.
I think. I mean, it's the easy route to go, but I think that Dom is going to cost her. It just is. You just can't have the story with him just saying "I hate you," and then it just end like that, and Rhea gets the belt back, and they go off in the sunset with rainbows and sunshine. Dom's going to be nefarious in his tactics this weekend.
Not for nothing. I feel like Rhea's listening to Boot to the face because, I said Liv was giving all this affection and stuff to Dom, and Rhea never does. Now all of a sudden she's licking his fucking cheek and shit like that. So, just saying.
I wonder if Buddy's got a little cuck in him.
Come on, EJ.
He had to like give her the green light to do it.
You remember he was engaged to Alexa Bliss, and they had her like running around with Braun Strowman. Like, he might not have it in him, but he's definitely sitting in that little chair in the hotel room, storyline wise.
Hey, maybe he's a anything for the business type guy.
Yeah. Ugh. I mean, at the end of the day, he's like, whatever. They're coming home with me. Y'all can do what you want at work.
Hey, this might be revenge. Long-term storytelling. Didn't he have Dom's sister?
Yeah. Talking about that. He was in a relationship with Dom's sister and fighting him when he was with Seth. And Seth tried to tear Rey Mysterio's eyeball out.
Payback.
Yeah. So Dom's like, oh, yeah?
Man.
I got Liv Morgan winning this. I don't want to see Rhea get the title anytime soon.
Well, she's getting it back at some point, but not now. I don't think now. Maybe Mania.
Damian Priest defends his World Heavyweight Championship against the Hang General Gunther. I was 100% sure that Gunther was going to win this match. They've done a really good job in the build-up for this to where I'm like, maybe Priest is going to win. I'm still picking Gunther, though.
I'll say they've done a better job of building it up, but ain't no chance in hell Gunther losing in this one. I got Gunther as well. I'm sure Damian's going to put in a good effort and whatnot. I'm sure it's going to be a good match, but it's Gunther's time. This is Triple H's guy. They've been building him up for the past 2-3 years, especially after Vince stepped down. So I think he's going to be your new World Heavyweight Champion. But you think the Judgment Day sticks their greasy fingers into the situation?
Definitely. I definitely think Finn Balor's going to have something to do with him losing.
Damn. It'd be your own people, right?
They really do. Your own people. You said something just now. You said Gunther's Triple H's guy. I don't think you were watching back then when Triple H was doing the build leading up to Booker T that I've talked about, but Gunther's got a lot of fucking Triple H vibes to him the way he talks to Damian Priest.
Yeah, he's street rat. He like, all right. Hey,
people
Puerto Rican
supposed to be world champion. That's literally verbatim what Triple H told Booker T.
We still debate about whether it was Vince or Triple H. Probably a combination of both. But yeah, he's like, you street vermin. You know, Puerto Rican is almost black adjacent. Like, hey, where you going with this, man?
Well, I think the question's being answered, EJ. You said, was it Triple H or was it Vince? Vince ain't in the picture right now. And this is literally the fucking same shit.
He might have picked up, hey, my stepfather, my father-in-law did this, so I'm gonna just copy it.
And then have Gunther win just like he did.
Hey, it be like that sometimes, right?
Triple H did everything but call Booker T the N-word when they were doing that build. I shit you not. Like, he was just, It wasn't even like borderline racist. Like, he was being racist.
I was still watching when this happened. I saw everything that happened. I didn't check out till like around 06. This was like 03 or 04 when that happened, right? With Triple H and Booker T. I remember the build up because I wanted Booker T to win. I ordered that WrestleMania back on my computer back when it was like $20. It was a lot cheaper if you ordered it on WWE.com. I watched that WrestleMania. I was disappointed in the outcome. It was WrestleMania 19. So that was 03.
Hogan and Rock. No, Rock and Austin 3.
Yeah. Hogan and Vince McMahon, I think, was at that. Ugh.
Yeah. What a shitty match that was. A couple pieces of shit. And what will probably be the main event, Cody Rhodes defends his WWE Universal Championship versus Solo Sikoa.
I was going to say, hear me out.
Okay.
I think I know where you may be going. You may be going the same route as me. I don't know if this will happen, but what if Solo were to win? Everybody's expecting Cody to retain. What if Solo won and just shocked everybody? And I feel like it'd be more storyline if Solo won.
I feel like Solo's got a way better chance of winning than people think. And if he does win, I'll be shocked, but I won't be shocked. I'm not going to pick him. I'm picking Cody. But I feel like, man, what a slap in the face to Cody. He finishes the story, loses the belt to Solo 4 months later, and then it just goes right back to Roman.
No, so I wasn't going around. If they wanted to shock us, what if they had Solo win it just for a month or two? It's the spicing up Cody's run and have him win it right back.
Maybe they have Cody and Solo in Hell in a Cell. Cody loses, tries to get it back a couple times, but the bloodline keeps fucking with him, and he's got to get him in Hell in a Cell to get him 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Solo gets like what month is this? This is August. Solo gets a 2-month reign with the belt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have it like if Solo does win, Cody just never gets it back and it goes to Roman, because I don't think Roman and Rock need a belt if that happens at WrestleMania. Yeah, like I would like that. Like you said, if he got it back at the Hell in a Cell. With that being said, I'm not picking Solo. I'm picking Cody, but why not shake it up?
Yeah. Well, that's your SummerSlam prediction show, EJ. We got, it was a quick little show. We got a little over an hour and 5 minutes before we get done with it. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, man. We
I didn't miss anything on the notes, did I? Let's go.
No, we covered everything.
Yeah, we did pretty much get everything. Yeah, I don't think there was any kind of news. I think the news that I had randomly in the back of my head was Shane and Tony Khan.
No, I mean I got a few things. Bryan Danielson putting his career on the line. You feeling that?
He's still gonna lose.
You think he's still gonna lose?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Swerve's my boy. And this was the problem I had with being baby fit, because even though they didn't really have like a exact point where you could see where Swerve is a baby face. Maybe when the embassy turned on him, that's when this turn was. But that's why I don't like babyface versus babyface. Now you've seen Swerve being a little bit more of a heel, even though he's over. I know you had Bryan Danielson winning, but I think you saw how the crowd went wild for Swerve and Hangman when they were facing each other in the blood and guts. You could have did that at Wembley. But you know what I think is going to happen? I think it might be Swerve and Hangman at All Out, whether Swerve has the belt or not.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
But I think they might try to recreate WrestleMania 30 in Wembley and have Danielson win it and have him have a run where he has the belt and he retires when he loses it or something like that.
I just think Swerve beats Danielson. I don't know what happens at All Out, but now that All Out is 2 weeks after, I think you probably will get Swerve defending the title against Hangman. But when is the not the stadium show at Arthur Ashe when Darby gets a title match?
It's like mid-September, late September.
Yeah, so that's 3 title matches in. So All Out might not even have a world title match. They might just skip it and let them regroup and get ready for Darby at Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, and I don't know. We'll predict it once we get the All In, but I just think it would be so much more major for Swerve to have a win over Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson already said he doesn't want the belt, but it would have a cool visual if he's in front of 50, 60,000 fans, winning the belt, but he doesn't need it.
Right. He definitely doesn't need it. I agree. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be exciting into the summer for AEW though.
All In, all out, and then cap the summer off with Arthur Ashe, Grand Slam.
Yep. Well, EJ, if you ain't got anything else, man, we'll get up out of here. You got something you want to say to the peoples?
Hey, like always, shout out to everybody listening, and we still got to iron some stuff out behind the scenes, but we may be going live soon. So if we do, we'll let everybody know. But yeah, like I said, shout out to everybody for support and keep on supporting.
Thanks, EJ. Thanks to all the listeners, as EJ said. And until next week, enjoy SummerSlam, and we will be back to talk about it next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put it